God, you see that plant over there, man?
Yeah, that's actually one plant.
What?
Yep, all one plant.
Dude, check your savings. Let me see that again.
Yeah, that's all the same plant.
That's crazy.
You're like all excited about this. This is scary as hell.
Listen, I know that alligator had about 1,000 teeth and you almost got bit your head off by it, but it was normal.
Calm down. It's not like a bear is coming after you either, all right? Before he has a panic attack, let's just get out of here. Let's go this way.
Yeah. We gotta keep on moving to the coast.
Oh my god.
Hurry up. Make it quick.
Help, guys! Help!
Oh, my fingerprints are moving. This is the strangest thing. Tested my blood, and it was just really bizarre. I got up, and Bazinga's gone. What? What is going on? I gotta get out of here.
So glad we had that shimmer.
Yeah,
Dude.
I hope they find Bazinga's body.
I was speaking in tongue. Bazinga disappeared. He has to be dead by now.
I wouldn't call that speaking in tongue.
Really? You think?
Hey guys! I'm so glad to be out of there, man.
Is that you, Bazinga?
I don't think so.
Hey guys, Bigman at 589 here with
Hugh, get tech.
So, parental advisory for this video, guys. There's going to be a lot of swears in this one on my behalf. I decided to go see this movie that Q decided to tell me about. We've been looking at this movie for months, and finally it came out, Annihilation.
Yeah.
The movie itself had awesome effects. I thought the sound effects, the visual effects, everything was beautiful in this movie.
Visual effects were stunning, and CGI was absolutely stunning.
I didn't even know it was CGI in that whole film. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
And I was expecting this movie to be more like a horror film when I went into it, but it felt more like a sci-fi film you get on Sci-Fi Channel. That's like, you know, you're like, wow, this is like a really good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's kind of a psychological thriller as well.
Yeah.
And so everybody know it's based on a book, Annihilation, by Jeff Vandermeer, the Southern Reach trilogy, also called Area X. We'll get into that later on. My initial thoughts, it's absolutely a stunning psychological movie, and it was very close to what I expected. I expected a little more dialogue in some parts, but it definitely met my expectation as a psychological thriller of what I wanted to see.
When I was in the theater seeing this movie, guys, you got to understand something. I've never read this book, and I'm looking at this film from a point of view like you know, this is going to be a good horror film. And like I said, it wasn't. I was, here comes the porn advisory part, tripping out in the movie film. Like, yeah, movie film. Tripping out. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm like, huh? What? And even a guy, like, 2 rows across from me, he's like, this is... Like, I'm dead serious. This guy walked out of the theater, went to the bathroom within 2 seconds of the credits rolling because he was that floored with the movie. I don't understand what the hell was going on.
Okay.
You got 5 seconds for him to science the f*** out of this.
Okay. So, now, let's get into what was happening. So, they go into a shimmer. This is an asteroid that crashed into a lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just expand. Now, what that's causing is, what do you think you see in a shimmer? Where do you see a shimmer?
You see a reflection of something.
Okay, yeah. You see a shimmer, or you see it like when oil's on the ground, puddles, stuff like that, which is exactly what it's doing. Okay, and a lot of them didn't realize that through the movie until the physicist goes, oh wait, hey, it's refracting, it's not actually distorting.
Mm-hmm.
Which is causing, so if anybody's ever seen a prism, you put light through a prism, all of a sudden you get the whole color spectrum out of that. Okay, right? So, if you did that with DNA, which is pretty much impossible to do, if someone ever does it, that's going to be pretty scary. You put that DNA to that test, all of a sudden, you're going to get multiple variations, color coordinations of your own DNA or sequencing of your DNA, and you're going to start growing a whole bunch of different weird versions of yourself, or limbs, or what knows is going to happen to your body. Obviously, the author did his own liberties of what might happen to you. It isn't completely scientific based, but he was throwing out what he could of what he researched. It's pretty scary, like in the plant scene. She goes, no, it's the same plant. She wasn't kidding. That one plant got refracted and started growing into 1,000 different variants of the same plant.
Yeah.
And it was one plant. or one tree.
So it was like one tree or one seed that just like multiplied
Yes.
into like reflections of
Yes.
itself.
Yeah, refracting of itself. So, and then we also saw that with the deer. We saw that the deer DNA, because obviously those deer, because that's been up for 3 years, I think, in the movie. It's different. It's been up for over like, I think 30 years in the book, but it was only 3 years in the movie. So those are fairly new deer that you see. So you got to see the deer that are being born, and now the plant DNA is refracting with the deer DNA, and their horns are starting to grow like plants. Okay. So then I'm sure the biggest mystery a lot of you are wondering about is what happened to Josie.
Yeah. The
Okay.
girl who put the plant in her, something like in her arm, and she
No, she didn't put a plant in her arm. Okay, Josie, the reason why she had long sleeves all the time is because she cut her arms. She wasn't suicidal, but she needed to feel alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was very quiet. She's one of those people who like to blend into the background. Now, it seems like your thoughts in that universe affect what you're doing. So she saw those structures, the bodies, that were using Hawk's DNA to create the body structure of who we are as humans instead of to create their plant structure. So she was focusing on that, and she was looking at all the cuts on her arms, and all of a sudden all her cuts started growing leaves and all over her body. And if you notice, as she walked away, they started getting bigger and bigger. And then when the girl followed her, Lena, to the next area when she was trying to follow her, all of a sudden she was gone. She literally blended into the background.
Oh, my brain hurts.
And then also the acoustics. Okay, so at the very end of the movie, near the last scene in the lighthouse with the psychologist, you see her become. She takes in like whatever that thing is. We still don't know what it is, obviously. And then it turns into a blob of energy.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the soundtrack is very like bassy and very like not twangy, but like very like something shaking something almost, but not in like a disruptive manner. Almost like a harmonic like rhythm of like vibration. Now, I think the author was trying to hint at string theory, because if string theory predicts that your basically things are in a string in 11 dimensions, so vibration affects everything. So if you have 1,000 billion cells, all trillion upon trillion cells, all replicated, moving around, all of a sudden you're going to get a weird harmonic sound of that vibration all going off at once, which would cause that sound.
Yeah. Exactly. Harmonic vibrations causing sounds.
Okay.
Blob of energy.
So yeah. Now.
Big science.
Okay. So that's the initial science part of it. Now I want to get Ben's predictions, because I know some of the things from the book. What do you think that thing was?
I think it's an alien species that doesn't have a form when it hit Earth. I think it was looking for its form with the animals and plants surrounding them. Oh my god.
It's hard to say exactly what it was, but whatever makes it up causes that weird shimmer effect and causes it to replicate. Now we get into Kane, who is one of the main characters, who the main theme is self-destruction.
Yeah.
She was self-destruction, having an affair. He found out. He goes on a suicide mission. He sees a replica of himself and decides to kill himself.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So with a phosphorus grenade. And obviously we at the end, so the shimmer goes away. Obviously the book readers, so obviously this doesn't happen in the book. The shimmer goes away and he wakes up. Then we see Leanna go to him in the hospital, and she walks up to him. And she goes, "Are you Kane?" I don't think so. So he's starting to become more self-aware of who he actually is.
Yeah.
But then immediately you see her sad, and she goes, what do you call it? Then she just looks at him and she goes, then he's like, Are you Lena? And she's like, yeah. Like very straight face. Her motion, everything changes. And then they hug, and then you can see her eyes. There's something going on.
Yeah, there's something inside her. Let me tell you one thing, all right? With these movies, all right, there are very few and many that make me go out of the theater and say, what the f-? This movie made me saying, what the f*** the whole time.
Okay, so I have to get your opinion here. We just talked about it a minute ago. But for this review, the bear scene.
If a bear starts crawling around and yelling like a human, I'm going to put that gun to my head and shoot myself now. That, all right?
Now that what happened there was as she died, the little bit of her mind that was thinking and screaming and pleading for help became part of the bear that was eating her.
This world, I'm living in space.
So whenever the bear roars, it screams like somebody in agony. So overall, yes, and I will say it's very different from the book.
So what is your overall review on the movie?
I think it was absolutely amazing for people who really want to go to the movie and have an experience like you've never had before at a movie. Especially a really good psychological thriller. You get a mix of sci-fi, you get a psychological thriller, you get a horror movie, along with just an experience of like the sound effects and the visuals are absolutely amazing in just the movie overall.
I would watch this movie again to try to understand it. It definitely gets my patent approval 4 out of 5. It really is a good movie. But if I was trying to understand it at this point after leaving it for the first time, no, I'm gonna be trying to contemplate what the hell happened in that last 2 hours of my life.
You're right, because I saw it twice and I picked up on some things on the second time around.
So what is your overall rating between 1 to 5?
I give it a 4. Definitely because I really did appreciate the psychological aspect, how deep it went into really messing with your train of thought. And I definitely recommend reading the book. I just picked up special edition with all 3 books inside it because I've read them. So, and I would say if you like this and read this, pick up House of Leaves. It was written years ago and it's a great book, just along the same lines.
Yeah. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, follow us on social media. Let us know how we're doing. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe to Get Tech, guys. A lot of new content coming out, and I have a lot of new content coming out over here too. And look forward to seeing you guys in future conventions and future movie reviews.
Yeah.
So it's been Big Benoit 589
Thank you.
for Movie Madness. Signing off.